Hello, welcome back to Froggy Ray Creations. I'm Andy Ray, or Andy, that's what I go by, Andy. I got this beautiful setup from Peg at the Craft Room Stories on YouTube. She's so sweet, literally the sweetest lady. She got me this overhead stand so that I could make more professional videos. Now, the thing with that, Peg, is that, they can look professional, but the person has to be professional, and I don't know about that. But I wanted to show, I tried to show this yesterday. I did a little bit of a video of it, and then my dog went crazy and a whole bunch of chaos started happening, so I had to cancel the video, and then it messed up and whatever. Anyways, there's a lot of nonsense to it. So I got this yesterday from a friend of mine. She lives in Belize. Her name is Dawn, and she goes by Made by Dawn on YouTube. She does a lot of illustration, or not, well, she does illustrate her own things, but she does a lot of painting, art, all that kind of artsy stuff. And she used to be into card making years ago, but now she's more into like painting and coloring and things like that. But this is this kit she sent me. It was the Travel Memory Scrapbook set. And so I opened it up and I kind of showed a little bit of the stuff that was involved in it. So we're going to go through it again because, again, it did not work well. So we're going to set this off to the side. This is the little book, and I'm sorry that the shiny parts are probably glary. But this is just a little grid book, and I did use some of the pieces to kind of start to decorate a page. And obviously it's not finished. I was just kind of playing around with some of the stuff just to get a little page started. So that was part of it. And then we'll take out the bits that I've torn. But we got these little memos. These are like little, the little library slips when you would borrow a book from the library. Borrow a book from the library. It's kind of like renting. I remember when we used to have Blockbuster Video and all that. That was so fun. And Family Video, and you can't rent movies anymore. Anyways, I was randomly so off topic, but that's what we do. We ramble over here. It also came with these little stickers. They're like calendar stickers. So there's 31 of them. So they're like some ships and different stuff. It's like, looks like Florida, something from Florida. The whole thing is about travel, world travel and stuff. So you get a lot of, I love ships. My dad was in the military. He was in the Navy. And anything nautical or ship related, especially lighthouses. I love lighthouses, but definitely big ships or anchors, anything like that are seriously some of my favorite styles, just because I think it was because my dad was in the military. We are big military family over here, my husband and I, and a lot of family members. So I love lighthouses. I primarily grew up all over. Well, I didn't really have like a place because my dad, again, being in the military, we lived on a lot of shorelines. So I've seen a lot of lighthouses, and I can't tell you how much. I love them so much. I ended up, I think, for the majority at one time so far, the longest running stint that I've stayed in one location was for 17 years. I lived in Virginia, and that was the longest. Like right now, currently in the home that I live in, we're going on 11. So it's getting close. Look at that, Paris. So many beautiful stickers. But yeah, that's one thing, like from traveling. I know a lot of other families that had, military parents, they call us military brats, that because they traveled so much, they hate traveling. And me, it was hard for me to not want to travel. Like, I love traveling. I love going everywhere. I try to go visit friends. I have friends in Wisconsin. I have friends in Michigan, all over. And I would love to go. I love to go see everybody all the time. I'm addicted to travel. Probably because I traveled around so much. I don't have that roots, set down. This is the washi tape that came. I hope you can see it. It's some words and some cool little backgrounds there. That's so sweet of Dawn to send this. She lives in Belize, and I would love to go. She does videos and shows her country, and oh, it's just so gorgeous down there. And it's so warm right now there for her. Oh, so jealous. So we got some little just plain lightweight paper. Not plain, obviously, it's decorated. I can't get things correctly positioned here. So this is some nice paper to do for your junk journaling or scrapbooking, if people do scrapbooking still, I don't know. I kind of got away from that because it felt too structured and rigid, and I feel like the junk journaling is so much more, there's so much more freedom in it, you know? You don't have to stick to a certain thing. You can just throw a bunch of stuff together and it's good, because I really like abstract art. Look at that, like ship wheel. Look at this anchor. I love that stuff. Pirate ships, anything pirate related too. Oh, I'm in. All these fun facts about Andy. Goodness. These are some envelopes. I like that. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, I believe. Oh, look at, yeah, the back. I forgot about that. It's so gorgeous. I love, that looks like a page that somebody would do already with all the stamps and stuff. And I was saying in my original video how I would probably deconstruct this just to be able to make like a template so that I could remake envelopes like this over and over, just because that's how I teach myself how to do these things. You know, just my little thing. Got some little, these are like tickets. They're called foldable notes, I guess, but they're perforated so you can tear them off. We got some plain blue here. We got, oh, look at that big ship. Some hot air balloons and more towers. We got Eiffel Tower. These are so cool, but look at that anchor, another anchor. My favorite anchor's coming up, and we'll see why. Some little cities. That one, look at that. That's so great. And then we got some lighthouses and some more ships. Beautiful, I love it. And I didn't even tell her like that I would want something like this. She had no idea. Like, I don't know, I've never talked about loving this kind of stuff. She just did it, and what a great choice. Then we've got some daily planners. They're kind of a nice idea to do anyway, to kind of write, you know, make these like your own lists, but they're great to add into journals, or not journals, but pages and stuff, like cluster pages or collage pages, you know, in your junk journal. And then we've got another, let me do this first. So these are all the same too. They're just little record. I think it says original cooks check. So that's kind of neat. I love that you get like quite a few of them. It's this little chipboard here. Well, it's kind of like chipboard. It's not as thick, but it's a little clock. Oh, you didn't get under there with your friends. Okay, so we got that, and then we've got like it's like a frame. See, it's perforated. I don't know if you can tell. So you can pop this out, and then it's basically two pieces of ephemera. Another framed one. I love the ship. I really like. I have quite a few tattoos, and my husband doesn't have any, but I want to get an anchor similar to this anchor and the Air Force wings, to represent, you know, our military members. I mean, I love all branches, but I'm partial to the military, or to the Navy and the Air Force for personal reasons. But to get a tattoo of that, one, the Navy to represent my dad, and then the Air Force for my own personal. Yeah. Another framed one. I get so I start rambling so much I forget what I was doing. Look at that ship. I love it so much. And then another perforation one, so you get the frame, and then this airplane inside. So New York, more ships. I am so into the ships. I know, it's ridiculous. Oh, beautiful though. Look at those sails and stuff. I mean, it's just gorgeous. This one says wonderful journey. Shakespeare. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I do. I love adventure in the great wide somewhere. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be a pain. Okay. That's the problem with no nails. Goodness. All right. Now we've got some stickers. These are washi tape type stickers. So these are really pretty. When you peel it off, it'll be kind of like a see-through-y kind of thing. So we got that one, and then we got, oh, I should move it because another anchor. All kinds of fun stuff. Vienna, that would be fun to go to Vienna and Hawaii. One day, look at that, lots of Hawaii. Even more Hawaii, but I love this. Look at all these, so cool. And then we've got some pet stickers. I don't know why they call them pet stickers. I've tried to look it up, but oh, and that's kind of glary. I apologize for that. But yeah, I don't know what the pet means, but they're called pet stickers. And they are like cut down to the size of the thing. I don't like it when they're one big sheet and you have to cut it out. Fussy cutting is I'm not a fan. I do it, but it hurts my wrists after a while. That's the problem with getting old. We're all getting old. This one I couldn't tell. Maybe I can now. This direction. Look at that. So cool. I love these big background pages. They're hard for me to cut up though because I'm like, oh, that's so I'll have to make big giant cards or something. But look at that. That is gorgeous. Maps. Different. I just love those. That's like on a vellum type paper. Then we have these giant sheets. They're a little difficult to get out of here. I don't want to tear them. This is my favorite one. Look at how unique, like, not unique, I guess, but it says unique postal, and that made me say that word, but this is like a page that I've seen people create for like backgrounds, and then they tear it up and use it, and they like turn it into their own ephemera. Oh, and then the lighthouse. Aren't they? They're just amazing. They're just gorgeous. And then a map. And some more map stuff. And then an airplane. I don't know why I said aeroplane. That's an airplane. Anyways, so that was a gift from Made by Dawn is her social. I'll put her socials down below, but Made by Dawn, and she just sent it as birthday mail. We chat all the time on WhatsApp and whatnot, and she's fun. She does fun videos if you like watching people, their paint process. Sometimes she's done reviews and things on different stuff, so I think you would like her channel if you like that kind of stuff. You should give her a look. A look-see. Anyway, so, oh, and then that's when, to kind of finish it off, I used my glue stick, which I'm trying to do more because I have so many glue sticks and I'm trying to get rid of them because I'm not a big fan of them. But actually, it stayed pretty well, even edge to edge. I have those little purple Crayola ones. I used to buy them in huge bulk, so I've got probably 60 or more of them. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but I kind of just went with it, and I'm going to add to it, and we'll figure it out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.